Hi, I'm Eric McGhee, and I'm a research fellow here at the Public Policy Institute of California, studying governance and elections. I want to talk a little about how California schools fund themselves. In particular, about a proposed change to the way districts adopt parcel taxes that many hope could bring in more revenue in the future. It's not easy currently for school districts in California to raise money. At one time, they funded themselves mostly with property taxes, a tax on the price a property might fetch on the open market. But Proposition 13 in 1978 capped those taxes and limited their growth over time, leaving the state government to fill much of the gap. However, while school districts are forbidden from raising their own property taxes beyond the formula in Proposition 13, they can raise so-called parcel taxes. Unlike taxes on property, parcel taxes are a flat tax on the land itself. Everyone pretty much pays the same amount, regardless of the size, the value, or the use of the land. The catch is that districts need at least 2/3 of their voters to approve a parcel tax, and that can be hard to do. The California legislature has recently considered lowering that 2/3 threshold down to 55%. The hope is that more districts across the state might use parcel taxes as a way to raise extra revenue. To make the change, 2/3 of legislators would need to approve it first, and it would still need sign-off by a majority of the state's voters in an initiative. Few districts currently use parcel taxes. Only about 10% of districts have passed one, and the money they've raised amounts to less than 1% of total K-12 education revenue statewide. For that matter, the school districts that have passed them really aren't typical. They have more revenue than average and are less diverse, with fewer students to serve and less hardship among those they do serve. They're also really geographically concentrated. 82 of the 99 districts with parcel taxes can be found just in the 9-county San Francisco Bay Area. So, would a lower threshold change these facts? Make it easier for other kinds of districts to pass parcel taxes? At PPIC, we looked at all the parcel tax measures the California districts have put on the ballot since 1995 to try to answer this question. And we found mixed results. The lower threshold would have radically boosted the passage rate for the measures that were offered, from about 59% all the way up to 89%. But the districts that would have raised new personal tax revenue as a result look very similar in terms of finances, demography, and location to the districts with measures that actually passed. The state actually made the same change to the threshold for passing school construction bonds in 2000, lowering it from 2/3 down to 55%. This change definitely increased the number of bond measures that passed and the amount of money in each bond. But it's not clear that the change encouraged districts to put more bond measures on the ballot in the first place. It's hard to say that lowering the threshold for parcel taxes will expand their reach much beyond the wealthy Bay Area districts that already have them. It seems more likely that it'll make it easier for more of the same kind of districts to pass parcel taxes, and for those that already have parcel tax revenue to add more. That said, a higher passage rate among wealthy districts could still be useful. The state has recently overhauled its school finance system. The new local control funding formula will direct more state revenue to districts with lots of disadvantaged students, while the rest will get just enough to bring them back to pre-recession levels. Giving the wealthier districts more control over their own finances might make the new system more acceptable to them. And a lower threshold for parcel taxes could help with this effort. The current talk is that if the legislature is going to act on this threshold change, it'll probably be sometime in 2014. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.